Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to all of you. My name is MOHDSYAUFIKHELMIYUSOFF. I from EC950. Today I want to present my title Non-Destructive Testing of Reservoir Concrete Structures. So I want to introduce my supervisor, Dr. Sharifah binti Abdullah, my co-supervisor, Dr. Muhammad Nur Hasri bin Muhammad Siddiq. Current semester March July 2023. So next is our table contents. So going to introduction, the reservoir water tank. The purpose of this work to define the technical condition of reservoir water tank and indication way of repairing concrete structure by using non-destructive testing method. The characteristic of the building, uh, was built since 2002. So the concrete cylindrical RC structure for the physical of the structure. The height of the structure reservoir is 38.6 meters, which is consists the water tank's capacity 2098. 89.84 meter cube. Okay, so regarding to this topo map, at the PPM I have a four main storage water tank. So this one is main tower tank, reservoir tower tank, is tower tank, and structure tank. So our case study now is reservoir water tanks. So the overview of the reservoir water tank. So beside of this federal highway, so this is boundary Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. Before this boundary, beside this is Selangor, and after this boundary was Kuala Lumpur. So this SB drawing reservoir water tank can see from the ground level to the top consists by 38.6 meters. So going to our problem statement. So what a problem of damage and deterioration at the concrete structures reservoir water tank. So where we placing the location at the internal and external structure of the reservoir water tank. When during visual inspection internal and external structure, why we must do it? Because the reservoir had operate more than 10 years. Before this, I explained this building since 2002. So this is more than 10 years. Need to be checked, verify the condition of the structures. The second problem statement, negative impact for consumer, quality of the water supply and safety of maintenance team for regular water checking at the reservoir water tank. So where the superstructure damage at internal and external reservoir water tank. During the inspection and quality data of a visual site survey, which consists by rebound hammer, ultrasonic pulse velocity, and concrete cover meter. And why we have chosen it? The height of reservoir water tank must be assessed safety guideline. This is called safety condition of JKKP, and the best method for repairing and so the strengthening of the structure element. So this is our objective of study, to assess the cracking type condition of the reservoir concrete structures, to determine the properties of structure concrete wall reservoir water tank, to propose the best method for repairing and retrofit the concrete water tank, to develop the concrete water tank CWT for the framework as engineering guideline, and then Fifth, the last one to validate the developed framework in structure engineering analysis. Okay, the scope of study, visual inspection and evaluate the type of crack using unmanned aerial vehicle method, which is drone. The assessment of integrity using non-destructive testing method entity to find the structure's behavior. The third one, evaluate the collect data from NDT method to find the result of strength and quality concrete structure. To determining the reinforcement detection and precisely measure the concrete cover over each reinforced steel bar. And the last one, propose and repairing method of concrete water tank by using test result for non-destructive testing method. This is finding. And all of this is scope of the study. So the significance of this study, need to study the analysis involve long-term repairing. This is a milestone of the repairing method is conduct cause this problem will be increase the risk of cracking in ppm reservoir water tank. As we know, this reservoir water tank is the water demand for ppm building, so resulting in the water supply crisis for the consumer. Okay, so support the ppm engineering department to investigate the damage of the concrete water tank using the NDT method, and assist an engineer the root cause of the water tank structure repairing by using result of non-destructive testing method. Then last one, contribute and enhance knowledge and information as well as serve as a guidance of reference method repairing reservoir RC structure for the hospital maintenance. Okay, so the literature review is considered by concrete cracking, identifying performance of the concrete structures, conclusion, and this lecture was divided by 8 subtopic: introduction, benefit, concrete water tank, impact or reverse concrete water tank, characteristic of structure water tank, testing approach. So the testing approach, concrete crack identify, reinforce all the concrete structures. The theoretical, based on visual inspection, focus to the rebound hammer, calculation UPV testing, and principal measure cover meter test. Okay, the 7 literature review summary table was shown in the next slide. But is finding the conclusion, this paper will focus on the non-destructive testing reservoir concrete structure case study at PPUM. So this our review for the summary table based on 2021. The study from the drone assist image processing scheme using the frame based. So the objective, the visual inspection at the crack spelling, concrete exposed rebar, and the finding to detect the crack and thermal raking. Okay. Okay, we're going to methodology. So have a 6 stage. First stage, guiding to background. Second, literature review. The third stage with the critical part of the non-destructive method. We're focusing to visual inspection, rebound hammer testing, UPV, and cover meter. The fourth stage, we're focusing to the identifying for visual inspection by drone image segmentation, testing members for the rebound hammer, UPV with the same location at the dome, beam, and column. And the last concrete cover meter testing for focusing location at the dome and wall. So regarding this, must be preparation the condition of safety condition. So data collection which consists by part of NDT method. So the fifth, second last stage regarding to data and collection consists the result for the cracking analysis, for the visual inspection, rebound hammer for the result concrete and strength analysis, UPV for the result and concrete analysis, and carbometer same to result reinforced analysis. So this was can be the structure audit analysis result at the NDT method. The last one, repairing or strengthen structure concrete. So last stage was finding the conclusion, thesis writing, and okay, the data collection for the visual inspection. So the previous semester we doing to visual inspection data for the crack structure. The rebound hammer measure the hardness concrete by two, the objective 2, which is 10 numbers of rebound hammer test focus the three element for the location dome, beam, and column. So total collection consists by 30 set. For UPV, same to rebound hammer data collection, and carbometer same to, but the location just focus to the dome and wall. So the last one, repairing concrete structure, all significant from the item 1 to 4 could be used to propose the method of repairing structure. Okay, the method of analysis, this is a fieldwork assessment, visual survey, rebound hammer testing, UPV testing, and carbometer testing. So this preparation for data capture. So this one must be considered preparation, the safety condition at the site. So beside this, we use the drone to view the air level from the top of the reservoir, and beside this, we have ran the sky lift to reaching the 38.6 meters from the ground level to the our location of the NDT testing. So this working have a collect data at the wall structure at the external structure reservoir water tank. Okay, so this is planning controlling. We have to planning controlling supervising at the work water tank, also known the high range building. So the high rank assessment will be include provision safety guard. So this condition of high level must be considered the higher assessment. So the figure below the higher from the during data collection reservoir water tank. So we have to follow justification and condition at PPM OSHI. We have used to approve by IR Uzaidin for the IRAC form, and the review by OSHI PPM. So before we have walking to the high rise, we must submit this form to OSHI and Jabatan Kejuruteraan. So this our part of marking location at the wall side. So we have see all of these spoiling at the external structure. So that one you can see we have marking location of the wall. The marking of the wall seems have a view of the spoiling or cracking at the external structure. Okay, so this is our visual site survey doing for the previous semester, and same to this semester. We're going to focus the rebound hammers testing. So now this our preparation method for internal water tank. We using the rebound hammer method. So this calculation rebound hammer at dome area. The calculation this one line A and line B. Regarding to this, we have 12 collection data. So for the line A and line B, the average we have got 37.3. The standard deviation we got 3.4. The coefficient variation 9.1%. So all of this we have to put in the table from the RH mean rebound hammer 1 until rebound hammer 10. So one of these rebound hammer test reference consists by 12 numbering of the testing data collection. So after that we have got the minimum and maximum value for this data. So this one is standard deviation from previous calculation, coefficient variance, and the average. So this consists to the dome area result from the rebound hammer at dome. Next, we consist to the wall area. Same method to the dome area, but the location at the wall area. So this RH1 example calculation for RH1. RH mean rebound hammer. So this data we got from the line A and line B. Okay. So all of this wall area data collection will consist in one table. Same to the dome area. So the comment, the data rebound hammers can be test is surface hardness of the concrete. So testing surface hardness for of this concrete. After striking concrete surface, hammer measure the rebound. It is spring load plyo. It is a method to get the accurate data collection for the using rebound hammer to inhibitor to test accuracy, surface move, surface size, concrete age, moisture condition, aggregate type, and carbonation of the surface. So related to RH1 for the dome, we got standard deviation 3.4, coefficient of variance 3 is 9.1. The main purpose of finding use the rating degree control. So if the CV is low, the indicate fairing in uniform product, and conversely, if the value of the CV is high, the product will be not be very uniform. But our testing RH1, we get CV quite low, 9.1%. This means our testing can be accepted. Okay. Same to the wall. We got a SD1 coefficient 2.1. The main purpose, the rating for our testing RH1, we got CV coefficient variance quite low, 2.1%. That's mean our testing also can be accepted. Okay, expected result for next for the ultrasonic velocity, pulse velocity. This table for the data collection is continues to the uh, next data entity method, and second one is cover meter testing expected by using the probometer 5 plus. This is apparatus using the cover meter testing. Okay, the conclusion of this research, the aspect outcome of this research will determine the technical condition of the reservoir water tank and provide guidelines how repairing strengthen the using the NDT test method. So this our Gantt chart for this literature review since 2022 until now, the same. And nowadays, for this semester, we're focusing to the rebound hammer testing, ultrasonic pulse velocity, and the rating thesis. Okay, so thanks all of you, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh for listening.